Hello and welcome back to Tits, Tums and All Things Mum. I am here with the lovely Dell today from the Little Reading Nest. How are you?
I'm really good, thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming on. It's so funny watching people sit there with their little tip mug in front of them.
I love it.
I love it so much. Could you start by telling us a bit about yourself? God, I can't get my words out today.
It's all right.
A bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Dell. I am an early reading specialist and a phonics teacher. I was a teacher for 11 years and a Senko.
Mm-hmm.
And I left my job last April. It's only been a year. It feels like ages ago. And I started my business. I had my daughter, and then I just couldn't find anything online about like how I was helping her at home, and I had to start my own business to help other mums do that.
I love that. It's funny you say it feels like it's been ages. It's because we were talking before about how when you run your own business, you think that you're stepping out of the 9 to 5 to have more like time freedom and spend more time with your children, but actually you end up just working fucking 24/7 or like 25/8 basically.
I thought I did so much as a teacher, and I did. Teachers work so hard, but this is like next level, isn't it?
Yeah,
you just don't ever stop.
You don't ever get a break. We were talking about I'm going on holiday next week. And you've got to then work extra to account for the holiday. So it's not like you just book annual leave and you just go.
No.
It's you have to work extra in the lead up, and it's just relentless. So good on you for hanging in there for a year.
Thanks.
You'll be getting new grey hairs as a result of your business.
I go through so many notebooks because I just write everything down.
Yeah.
If I don't, then my brain's so full of like being a mum as well.
Yeah, definitely.
That I just have to write it down, otherwise I'd forget.
Yeah. So you've got a 2-year-old, so you got into this kind of for her and teaching her how to read, write, phonics, all of that stuff. How important do you think all of that is for our kids, and how important is it for us to work on it at home as well?
When they're 2, obviously Rose she's amazing, but she's still really, really young. So phonics, as in like letter sounds, it's not really relevant for her at the moment. It's more sounds. Yeah. But when you've got a child learning phonics and letter sounds, it's really, really important to do it at home. But that's one of the reasons why I started my business, because it gets so overwhelming for mums, especially who don't know what to do and what to say, because phonics is such a systematic thing. It can get so overwhelming. So it's actually really, really simple once you know like what to do, which is what I help mums do. Because
I remember when my daughter was in reception, it was all like she went through all of the different sounds in like an order.
Yeah, it's really systematic.
Yeah, and like, I mean, we didn't have a lot to do at home. We had little bits of homework here and there, but she was always coming home, and she was always coming home with these words as well that I've never heard of, and I'm like, what is one of those? Yeah, I'm sure you probably know the words I'm talking about.
I do, yeah.
Wait, say what? Like
a diagraph.
Yeah. And I was like, what the hell was one of them? Because I don't remember that at school.
We didn't learn that like that.
No. How did we learn?
We learned, well, I'm assuming we're like roughly the same age, aren't we?
33.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm 34. Yeah. So we learned by sight.
Oh,
so we would get home with like Letterland is how I learned, which is still actually going. Oh, okay. But you get like a box of words and you read and learn that word. Right. And that's just not how children learn anymore. They learn in diagraphs and phonemes and things. So it is a whole learning curve for parents as well.
This podcast is proudly sponsored by Cover My Bubble. Emma and Chris lost their baby girl Lily Beth at 1 month old and faced financial struggles on top of their grief due to not having life insurance. Now they help others by offering insurance for parents, children and bumps, covering critical illness to income protection. Visit covermybubble.co.uk to cover your bubble. So back then we would have learnt, like, say, to look at the word cat, we would see that that's cat. But because they're learning the k and the a, they can then put other words together. I suppose that's a better way of learning them, because before we would have had to have learnt to look at every single word out there, whereas they can apply different sounds to all of the words, can't they?
I can't remember the exact phrase, but it's something like, if you learn 10 words, you know 10 words.
Yeah.
But if you learn 10 sounds, you know all of these words.
Yeah, because like my daughter sounds out like really complicated words and she then says it and I'm like, how did you do that?
Yeah, it's really hard. It's really hard to know how to support them at home if you've never learned that way.
Yeah.
And I think that's why people can get so overwhelmed and just not, well, some people just don't try, which makes the whole reading crisis harder. But some people just get so like, I keep saying overwhelmed, but that's the only word I can think of. It's just so like, I just don't know what to do.
Yeah. But then how do we also fit it into our already like crazy busy lives? Because like I've got 2 children. Bella's coming home from school with homework, with like 10 million things to read. They have to read a certain amount of pages a day.
Yeah.
But then I'm obviously wanting to help my youngest, Bailey, with phonics as well. So how do we fit that in with kind of what we're already doing?
So I have recently just put all this into a guide. But basically, I tell mums that phonics is taught in everyday moments, which is where I think most people need help with, because it doesn't come as naturally if you don't know how phonics works, and explicit teaching. So everyday moments I've split into like the 7 core phonics skills. Once you know those, it's so easy to see how you can implement it into your life just through like, I literally just talked to Rose about like, oh, what's this sound? And she'll say the letter. And it's just getting those everyday moments in. Yeah. Because they all build up. Yeah. And once you know those 7 skills, it's so easy to be like, oh, actually, I can ask this now. Yeah. And it doesn't feel like, right, come on, sit down. Yeah. I know you've been at school all day, but we need to do this. It doesn't feel that formal. Yeah, that's good. Which I think you need at home, because it's not the same setting at school, is it?
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't even be able to get Bailey to sit down. I wouldn't be able to say, like, come sit down, let's do some work, because he'd just be like, no, sod off, like, leave me alone, I'm trying to play. So being able to do it whilst he's playing and like talking about things like that is super helpful as well. And I find, I don't know how you feel about alpha blocks, but he's learnt so much from alpha blocks. Is that the same sort of learning or do you?
I mean, screen time's like a whole other conversation, isn't it?
Oh,
but
God, yeah.
Honestly, educational screen time, I'm all for. Yeah. I think it's such a good thing. Yeah. And I think it's so important to do, because especially in moderation as well, once you teach your child how to use screen time in moderation, that's just like totally the way to go, isn't it? If mindlessly sitting in front of a telly is different from watching an episode of Alpha Blocks. Yeah. But Alpha Blocks is brilliant.
Don't get me started. We've now banned YouTube in our house because, first of all, they were watching educational stuff. Like Bailey learnt all of the planets from YouTube. He learnt all the body systems. I was like, great, this is excellent. But then he found those stupid videos where a kid is playing Minecraft or Roblox and you're literally watching a kid play the game and like shout at the TV. I was like, no, we're not watching that. Put this back on. And then he'd somehow find his way back there. So YouTube's now been taken off the telly. Yeah. So all they can watch is like alpha blocks, number blocks, all of that stuff. No matter how much they beg me for YouTube, I'm like, no, you're not watching that crap.
It's such a dopamine hit though, isn't it? So when it's taken away, it's really hard. Yeah. But I think that's why, I mean, we're totally getting off the point of phonics.
Yeah.
But yeah, educational screen time is so important. Yeah. And it's such a good tool for parents to use at home.
Yeah, yeah. We also use Daniel Tiger a lot to teach a lot about like kindness and sharing, because he's such a kind little boy, that Tiger. And my little boy can be not so kind sometimes with his SEN needs. So I'm like, be more Daniel Tiger. Terrible, isn't it? But I just put, if he's having like a hard time with his feelings and emotions and like starting to hit his sister, Daniel Tiger comes on, because he's like all calm and relaxed and not realistic in any way, shape or form. No. What kid is actually like that all the time? But
exactly. But you're using it in the right way.
Yeah.
Not like you're sitting him down in front of him and letting him watch it all the time.
No, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So what do we do? Because my daughter, she is so interested in reading and writing. She gets home from school, the first thing she does is get her book out and read. She's reading all the Diary of a Wimpy Kid books. She loves it. My Bailey is not interested whatsoever in any of that stuff. How can we kind of make him interested, or get him interested in it, really?
Some kids just aren't they? Like, especially boys.
Yeah.
My friend has a little boy, and I tell her all the time, he is the total exception.
Yeah.
He just loves like learning.
Really?
He's on my I've got a phonics at home curriculum, so it's literally just plug and play. Parents just follow the lessons.
Oh, amazing.
And he has done so well on it, and he wants to actually do it. And honestly, she's struck gold with him. But typically, boys just don't like it. So you've got to find what his interest is, and then use like I've said before, like everyday moments to help him learn those skills. Yeah. So what's Bailey interested in? Space.
That's all he loves. Space.
Oh, bless him.
Yeah.
But there's lots of different words you could use. So I don't know, like star.
Yeah.
If you showed him the word, or if you saw a letter in the word on something else, you'd say, "Oh, that's in the word star. What other sounds are in the word star?"
Yeah.
Oh, and do it that way through conversation, because the more confident he becomes, the more likely he is to do it.
Yeah.
But definitely use their interest.
Yeah. I suppose that's a way of getting them like interested in it and teaching them without them realising that you're doing it with them.
Exactly that.
Yeah, because he just wants to be running around like a crazy person. He doesn't want to be sitting down and learning all of this stuff. But I can see little hints of him learning this stuff from preschool, because he does come home and he'll be like, "Oh, but as in Bailey," and things like that. So he is starting to learn it, and it's crazy how quickly it happens once they go to reception as well.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Reception's like a whole other kettle of fish. They are like little sponges.
Yeah.
When I was teaching reception, the September is wild.
Yeah.
You feel like you're like corralling kids. Is that the right word? Corralling?
I don't know.
Like
maybe
gathering, herding.
Herding the children.
But as soon as it starts clicking, then they start. They just fly.
And what like sounds is it that they kind of start off with early on? Because I cannot remember that far back.
So in reception, typically they start phase 2. Some nurseries, I know the nursery that I used to that used to be attached to the school I worked at, did phase 2 there, but then they switched it. So typically they start at phase 2, which is all the single sounds. So they'll do SATPIN first. Yeah. SATPIN. Yeah. But it's in sets. So you learn the first 6 sounds and then the next 6 and make words out of those.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, just making it for I'm just thinking about Bailey. So I've got my teacher head on.
I love that.
If you say he's running around, use that.
Yeah.
So like
run.
Send him down to the garden, get that sound, bring it here, what is it?
We've got loads of like wooden letters at home that we try and make games with the wooden letters to try and like do that. So I'm just gonna like send him run. We'll do like a treasure hunt around the local park, like hide all the letters and just make him do that.
If you hid them all and give him 20 seconds and said how many sounds can you find? And let him run around and then look at them. That's learning. That's
such
phonics.
a good idea. I'm so doing that one later. Oh, I love that. So for our show and tell segment today, you've bought some bits to show us and go through. So let's move on to show and tell. So you've got some phonics cards. These are very big phonics cards. I like these. The ones I've got are like really teeny tiny, but these look really cool.
No, so I made these. I'm an illustrator as well. It's one of the many strings on my bow. Yeah, I'm a little bit of an overachiever.
You sound like me.
I'm actually writing my own children's book at the moment.
Oh, are you? That's amazing.
Yeah.
I've funny story. I've illustrated a children's book as well.
You?
Yeah.
That's so exciting.
I know. Yeah. I don't do the writing part, but I do the illustrating part.
Oh,
these are so cute.
Weirdly, like I say, I've got like quite a few strings to my bow. I'm a really annoying overachiever.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. Exactly the same.
But these are, sorry, I'm just sorting them out. My daughter was playing with them all yesterday, so they're all just over the place. But basically, these are the flashcards from my phonics curriculum. So I wrote my own curriculum last year. Yeah. Of just lessons that parents can literally press play and it's the whole lesson. You don't have to think about any resources. You literally just follow me, and it's all interactive, so it's not just sitting at the screen. There's pause points and all sorts, but so these are the cards. I'm just trying to find all the phase 2 ones because we were just talking about those. But I love these cards because sorry, I totally should have done this before we came on screen.
It's fine.
This is what I was going to show you. So all the phase 2 ones have songs to learn the letter formation.
Oh.
So if you had a piece of paper, I'd totally make you do this. But yeah, so they're really good. All the single sounds have songs to remember the letter formation, because music helps activate different parts of your brain, so you learn.
Well, it's like all the things like learning the planets and like north, east, south, west and all of that kind of stuff. You learnt it through like a song, didn't you? Yeah.
So I'm not, I'm kind of like I sound a bit of a cow when I say, but don't ever use tracing sheets with your child. Please don't do that. The
things that you like
trace letters over.
Oh, okay.
Because there's
loads of those books out there, with the like whiteboard pens, and
they're a good activity, but learning from it, they're not a teaching tool. Okay. It's so much quicker to learn a song, because I was doing this with my friend's little boy. Yeah. So this one, I can sing it for you if you like.
Yeah, go on.
This one is we eat an apple, we scoop it up and take a bite.
Oh,
and my friend's little boy was like, scoop it up and take a bite, and writing it.
Oh, wow.
So they stick in your head.
Yeah, I did not know that. I don't think my daughter's learnt to write them that way.
No, so this is what I did for my curriculum.
Right, so you've written these little songs.
Yeah.
That is such a good idea.
Like, I'm such an overachiever.
So, love that for you.
I just took everything that I'd learnt from teaching for so long and teaching phonics for so long.
Yeah.
And just put it all into a curriculum for parents, because there's no reason why parents shouldn't be able to help their child at home. They just need the right tools. Yeah. I have organised all these now, by the way, if you wanted to have a look.
Yeah, go through them with us. So the phase 1 ones, the phase 2 ones are the single letters. Yeah. And then we go like to the ones where it's a double. Is that what a diagraph is?
That's a diagraph.
Right. We're getting there.
So a diagraph is 2 letters that can't be broken down.
Yeah.
It's already in its smallest unit of sound. Mm-hmm. That's the boring bit of it.
Okay. See, I tried to ask Bella what the hell a diagraph was, and she tried to explain it to me, because there's like CVC words as well, isn't there? Yeah. And then there's all sorts of other things.
Hang on.
Have you got a CVC one in there?
Well, we can make one.
There you go.
I mean, it's not going to be the best CVC word. It's not probably the best example. But there you go. That's a CVC word.
Bad. Yeah.
Those were just the 3 cards I randomly picked. So. Yeah. But yeah, a CVC word is literally just consonant, vowel, consonant.
Yeah.
But that's the type of word that children learn first.
Yeah. Amazing. So for those sort of reception year 1-ish children, those would be the kind of words they're learning.
And then words with digraphs in and trigraphs. Trigraph is 3 letters.
Oh, Jesus.
That make one sound.
I feel like I'm learning to read all over again with all of this stuff, because it does. I can see why people get really overwhelmed with it.
So much to learn.
Yeah, we didn't learn like this.
No.
So we just we're teaching them how we learn.
Yeah.
And there's all these new words and we're just like, oh, it's too much.
When you get into phase 4, there's no sounds. There's no new sounds. It's more like consolidation.
Yeah.
But you learn blends. Blends are like the B and the R in broom. Yeah. But they can be broken. Yeah. Even though we say them together. So that's like a whole new thing. Yeah. And then phase 5, which is these ones, are all alternate sounds. Okay. So the sounds you learn in phase 3 are ER and UR. Yeah. But in phase 5 you learn that that's the sound as well. So I
just think the English really language is really hard as well, because you've got like though, through, thorough, like like different sounds like read and read. Yeah. And what other ones are there that like
There's
that?
Loads. When I was
sounds the same.
When I was filming my curriculum, I really made sure that it was really, really thorough. Yeah. And I ended up having to make an advanced phase 5 module, just for sounds like that, because like you say, the English language is so
nap, but then without a K, and then knee with a K.
It's like that's how
gnome.
I mean, you can't see. That's how many times the S sound is represented. Like it's so hard.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
But if you learn things all out of order, it gets so confusing. So that's what I mean about it being systematic. You have to learn it in the right order.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Which is tough if you don't know.
Yeah. And like different sounds that are different letters but sound the same.
Yeah.
How do you differentiate between what goes? I guess that's when you see the kids writing, like when they write letters to their friends or whatever, they just say it how they think it is. They write it how they think it's spelled.
Yeah.
But they're using different letters. But it makes sense in their head because that's the sound that they've learned.
Yeah. Yeah. That's actually a really good phonics application. If they can, even if it's not spelt correctly, if they're using sounds, if they're writing down sounds that they can hear, and that are actually there, even if it's not spelt right, then I would still mark that as correct in reception, because
they've just not quite got to that sound in the curriculum yet, so they're doing the one that they have got to that sounds like that word.
It's either that or they've just not got like the experience of it. It just comes with time, doesn't it? Spelling.
God, who knew that phonics would be so complicated for parents? It's
really complicated.
So that's why you're here, to help parents make it easier in life and make it less stressful and overwhelming. Love that.
Especially because there's just so much to think about as a mum. You don't want to have to think about if you're doing things.
No.
One, you've got to get your child to do it, and then you've got to think, is that actually helping them or is it hurting their progress? It's just too much to think about.
Because that's the thing as well, is you don't want to then accidentally go too far ahead and confuse them and mess up the progress that they're making at school.
Wrong.
Oh, so overwhelming. I feel overwhelmed now. I'm going to have to go look at all your stuff.
Don't feel overwhelmed.
No, but I'll just have to get all your stuff and then I'll be fine.
Yeah, of course.
So thank you for bringing those in. Let's head on to Spin and Spill. So here we are, the Spin and Spill wheel. So we'll get you to give it a good spin in a second and we'll see what you land on.
Okay.
Go on then, give it a spin. Ooh, Q&A. What have we got? I wonder if we've got anything phonics related. I doubt it. Because no one would think to ask those questions, would they? What has been your favourite parenting memory?
Me.
I thought you were saying like me.
Oh, no,
I'm my favourite parenting memory. I love that.
Can that be my answer?
Yeah, that could be your answer.
My favourite parenting memory?
Yeah. I feel like there could be loads.
I know. What do I choose? Well, my husband worked away when Rose was a baby. So when she was, I think it was from when she was about a month old until about 11 months, I was pretty much at home with her all the time by myself. So I would say those days, even though that was the hardest thing I think I've ever had to do.
Yeah.
But we used to take her to like glow bugs and things. Have you seen like the lights in the baby classes? I think that would have been my favourite one.
Yeah.
Just 'cause
it's nice when you get that one-on-one time, isn't it? Because like also when you have more children, with 2 children, I often don't get one-on-one time with my kids anymore. So it's nice when you get to like spend that bit of time where they're not at preschool and you're not having to work or whatever, which is it's really nice.
Yeah, just doing all the classes and things with her.
Yeah, I think a lot of people that have got multiple children, you do all those things with the first child. I never did any with my second. It's terrible.
I feel like that's like quite
that's the thing though. Yeah I mean, we did swimming lessons, but we didn't do like sensory like moo music and all that kind of stuff because second child.
Honestly. I don't think I'm saying that I will.
Yeah.
But I probably won't.
I know. You can see why second child syndrome is a thing though.
I'm second child.
Yeah, well I'm first child, but like I'm the privileged one, but I can see the second child syndrome in my brother. Yeah. And I'm just like, haha. No. But
I'm middle child, so I have
so you've got middle child syndrome as well. Yeah. I do try my best to just do what I do for one for the other. But like I think when they're little, it's so hard because like especially when you've just got one, you put all this pressure on yourself to do 100 million classes and do the best for them. But I think by the time you've had a second child, you're a bit more chill and you're a bit more like, oh well, we don't need to do all those classes because like I've got this kind of thing. So
that's not really sustainable though, is it?
No.
Like we went to so many classes, but it was mainly because I was by myself.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to sit in the house and I only had a baby to talk to. So I would just go insane. So that's why I went out. But with another child, I couldn't see myself doing all of those.
I just blamed COVID. I was like, we can't do classes because of COVID. Still blaming COVID now. I don't do these things with you because of COVID 4 years ago.
Is it really 4 years ago?
I think it was 5.
Oh my God.
Wait, was it?
Really?
Yeah, because it was called COVID-19, but actually for us it started in 2020, which was 5 years ago. Because it started in China in 2019, didn't it?
Well, it was only the 90s, like 10 years ago. So.
Oh, no. Wait, yeah, it was 10 years ago. I still look back at the 80s thinking that was 20 years ago. Like,
Well, it was.
It was.
What are you talking about?
What are you on about? It will be that way forever.
Oh my God.
I know, it's mental, isn't it? Right, how are you feeling about doing stroller speedway?
I'm actually really excited.
Yeah? Have you had lots of experience changing other kids' nappies? Like, have you done that, or is it literally just your 2-year-old's nappies?
No, so when I was Senko, we had a resource base at school.
Oh,
so
okay.
I would have to change quite a few nappies. But
Yeah.
I'm, so competitive.
Yeah.
Like, you should see me in Rosie's swimming lessons when it's like a race.
Yeah.
I kind of just leave her there and I just go.
So I'm expecting you nice and high up the leaderboard then.
Don't put that pressure on me.
Let's head over. So here we are, stroller speedway. Are you nervous?
I think I'll be less nervous once you tell me what I'm doing.
So, situation, she's done a poo in her nappy. I did actually have to clean it up a little bit beforehand because as I closed the nappy, it went everywhere.
Like,
I was like, oh, shit.
Oh, nice. Literally,
yeah, literally shit. So she's done a poo. You're going to take her out of the pushchair, clean her bum as clean as you'd like your own child to be. You're going to put the new cloth nappy back on her, do her vest back up, put her back in the pushchair, slalom that way, touch my shoulder to finish. Any questions?
No.
Cool. I'll count you down.
What questions would there be for something like this?
Believe me, people do have questions. They're like, how clean do they need to be? Or do I need to undo the straps on the pushchair? Whereas other people just go for it. So, yeah.
I think I'll be okay. Rose has a pushchair and a baby like this.
There you go.
So.
Have you practiced, though, with
No,
Rose's
I haven't.
baby? That's so funny. So I'll count you down and then we'll go. Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go. Straight in there.
Oh, it's already on my hands.
Yeah. For our Tits on Tour show, when the podcast goes on tour, we are doing a Stroller Speedway Extreme version. So
How extreme can you be?
I don't know how I'm going to make it extreme, but I feel like I want it to involve like throwing
Multiple
stuff
babies.
at them. No, like throwing like confetti at them in their faces so they can't see what they're doing, or like, I don't know, distracting them in some way. Like a game
Water
show.
balloons.
You know, like on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, the last thing that they do where they throw like water and balls at them. That's what I'm envisaging. Don't think I'll be able to do that on a stage, but I just basically want to lob stuff at them. How's it going?
I'm being like weirdly calm.
You are. You're at 50 seconds.
No!
Time flies when you're having fun.
I wouldn't say that.
There you go. And then slalom that way. Well done. I love how people make it fly. No one puts it on the floor and touch shoulder.
Backhand.
How do you think you did? Are you covered in poo right now?
A little
Feel
bit.
free to use another baby wipe to wipe your hands. Such a mum thing to do.
I use baby wipes for everything.
Yeah, I know, right? Where do you think you are on the board? What do you reckon?
When you said 50 seconds, I panicked.
Oh.
I think above 120 maybe.
You've done very well actually.
I?
You've got a very respectable 1:07.
Oh,
so
that's
you're
not
actually
too bad.
quite high up the leaderboard. You are under Jem Fulbrook. There you go.
Do you know, that was
Lovely.
actually weirdly difficult. I thought
Yeah.
that was just going to slide right off.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Nutella is very sticky. I'm yet to find another medium that's not quite as bad as Nutella.
Oh, no.
I'm not really sure what I could use other than maybe peanut butter's going to be worse.
No, it's just be worse, especially
Yeah.
the chunky kind.
Yeah. Ooh. Maybe I need to just water Nutella down a little bit or something so it's not so sticky.
I think it's because it's the double one.
Yeah, maybe.
You know what I mean?
Maybe if I get normal Nutella, it might be. But I wanted it to look more realistic.
I was
with
going to say,
chunks of white in it.
It adds to the moment, doesn't it?
Yeah, amazing.
Poor
Well, you did
Annabelle.
very well, so you should be very pleased with that.
Thanks, I am.
Good. Let's head back over. Cool. So, how was your experience of Stroller Speedway?
It was really fun, slightly stressful.
Yeah, I know. Everyone gets so like competitive about it now. I think
I'm
people
super
have like
competitive.
seen it and they're like, right, I need to do well. But yeah, full disclosure that the Nutella does get stickier in this hotter weather. So yeah, I don't know what's worse, it being like harder or stickier.
I know. It's equally gross.
Who bloody knows? But Annabelle's coming home for a bath today because I've seen that it's all in her like joints.
Oh,
so
no.
That's my daughter's job. She's
not
comes
going
home.
to be able to move.
No, I know. Or she'll just be like stuck.
Crusted up.
Oh, that's my daughter's job, to wash her every couple of weeks. She gives her a little bath. I'm like, cool, thanks.
Oh, bless her.
So thank you so much for coming on today. Could you please tell everyone where they can find you and your lovely resources?
Yeah, so my website is thelittlereadingnest.co.uk and that's where you'll find my blog, which is amazing, if I do say so myself, and my phonics curriculum, and on Instagram at The Little Reading Nest.
Amazing. And thank you to everyone for watching and for listening at home. Please do download, subscribe, follow, comment, all the things, and we'll see you soon.